Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome to the very first episode of Real Talk with Big T. I am your host, Big T. It says so on my thing. Uh, what up, Imad? How you doing, bro? So yeah, so this isn't a really professional podcast, because I wanted to do something where we could just do what we want, talk about whatever, just certain things like that. So there might be a lot of like pauses and me talking to other people. It's because me and my friend here, special guest Jay, are currently at our college, and putting that work in. Other than the podcast, we're putting the grind in. Trying to be something. We're trying to get out, trying to get out of the hood. No. No, we're literally just trying to have successful careers. Do what we want to do and just be great at it. So, first topic of the day today will be the transition from grade school into high school and then high school into college, coming from not just me but from Jay too, because both of us went to different high schools here, and we had not similar experiences but like around the same experiences. His high school was more known for wannabe thugs, and mine was just more of an aggressive high school, but it's whatever.
That ain't us.
That's not us, though. That's not who we are. That's not what we represent. We represent trust, safety, and just community in general. So I'm going to pass the mic over to Jay. I'm going to ask him the first question, and we're going to see how it goes from there. So, Jay, first question. What was it like transitioning from grade school into high school? Quick note, both Jay and I are both COVID kids. So before high school, COVID hit, and so we had to go like worst COVID at the start of our high schools. So real quick, Jay, what was it like going from 8th grade to high school? What were you thinking? What was your life like? What do you want to talk about?
All right. Going into from eighth grade into high school, it was very weird because of COVID, with all of the staying home, just not being able to be with your friends, be with the people that you were supposed to graduate with. Going into high school, it felt very like single player, like you're by yourself and you had to like forge your new groups and stuff. But honestly, it was good. It was just very different from probably the rest of the years to come, because I don't think anyone will ever have to go into high school how we did, with all the like cohorts and different groups that we were separated into. Like, I thought, like, COVID, I think we not took it for granted, but we it brought a little bit of good along with a lot of the bad, especially like forging new friendships and stuff. Of course, being in college, forging new friendships, way easier now. No COVID restrictions. Very awesome.
I do have to agree with them on that. College is very awesome. And real quick, I just want to note to those who listen to this who are currently in high school, don't listen to your high school teachers when they say a lot of the stuff in college that you do will not fly.
Yeah.
I am living proof that it flies. We are living proof that it flies. Like, I remember just chugging a bottle of like juice in just class, and doing the loudest burp, and my teacher looks at me and she goes, "This isn't gonna fly in college. You gotta be respectful and stuff like that." And like, I'll be honest, being respectful is just fine and whatnot, but they're just doing it in a certain way. Like, I can be in class here, I could walk out, buy a Gatorade, come back, and my teacher doesn't care, because we pay their salary to a certain point. But like, come on, man, we paid what, $4,000? Little bit. I paid a little bit over for it because I have to drive, park here, and all that. Jay takes the bus, but like a little over $4,000. Like,
Still a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. It is a lot of money for education, but we're still having fun here, because college shouldn't all just be about following the rules, playing it safe. A lot of us took that for granted when we were younger because we had COVID and stuff. Go have some fun. Like, I'm not saying it's cool to like play hooky and whatnot, but go have fun. What up, JB? How you doing? So just literally just be yourself. Go have fun. Go do something. School, family will always be there, but you also need time to grow and learn for yourself. Because yeah, college, high school, grade school, they all teach you a lot of things, but they all teach you the same thing: education and work. Other than that, go outside, go have fun, go learn some stuff from your friends. Just go explore, just learn to find your own way and grow to be a better person. But on to the next question for you, Jay, is what was it like going from high school to college? What were your thoughts, before, because I know I was tripping about paying all that money into coming here and whatnot, but I want to know how it was for you.
For sure, I can agree with you with the money part. I was a little bit stressed. As a high school student, obviously you're not going to be making $4,000 like that, right? I also took a fifth year. I went back for an extra semester to play football, so it gave me a little bit of time, not only to decide what I want to do, but also to figure out how I was going to get to this point. And I feel like going from that point in high school, I already graduated, and going from there to college, it had me more prepared, honestly, because I had more time to think about what I wanted to do. And now that I'm in this program, I feel like I found my calling. And it honestly helps having a community of people that also, they want to do what they're here for. They signed up for this, they want to do it, they want to be there, they want to be a cop. And honestly, I do too. So I like having a community that shares the same goals as me. I don't know if there's anything else about high school going into college that really changed for me. I mean, I feel like oh my god, I feel like being in college, it's very similar to high school, just you have more freedom, but also more responsibility. So you can't let that freedom get to your head. You got to stay on top of your school. You got to stay on top of your assignments, even your electives. The electives, those are way different than high school. You think you're in a hard class, wait till you have to take a class about honeybees while you're learning about laws and psychology, and you got to learn about a honeybee. No hate to the honeybee class. I liked it, but I'm just saying you got to stay on top of your stuff and just prioritize being a student over if you're a student athlete, obviously split responsibilities, but student always comes first. Always make sure you're in that good position in class where you don't have to cram at the end of the exam season.
I can't lie. He is right. So now I want to get into my experience a little bit. We just went over Jay's, and he's right about a lot of stuff. So first, I want to talk about my 8th grade year. My 8th grade year, I went to a very open public school. It was the school kind of sucked. The school sucked. All of us were close, all in the 8th grade and whatnot, and it was all nice. And then COVID hit, and it was bad. But so what happened? So there's a couple things that happened to me during COVID, and I'm fine being open and everything. What's it called? So during the 8th grade, I remember March break was about to hit, and I was just like, oh yeah, we're done for a week. Yo, let's go. Come back. We're gonna come back after. We're gonna have so much fun. We're gonna get to go on our trip, which we never did. We never went on our 8th grade trip.
It hurts to this day.
It hurts to this day. I don't know about y'all, but we had to pay, I think, $200 for our trip. I never got the money back. My whole grade, my school, everybody else in my grade that paid for the trip, we never got our money back. What's up, Nick? We never got our money back. So that was a little frustrating, but it's okay. So I remember March break hit, and then they told us there was going to be another week of school off, and I was just like, the gods are blessing us now. And then another week came, and I was just like, okay, well, whatever. Now I was a naive 8th grader. I won't lie, I was kind of dumb. So I had a couple friends in high school, and they told me that they were they were finishing, and their grades were staying the same. Like they were all passing with A's for COVID, and I was just like, oh, they're gonna do the same with us. They're gonna do the same with us 8th graders. I'm like, sweet, right? So from March all the way to June, I did not do any of the online schoolwork. I didn't even know we had any online schoolwork to be okay. So here's what happened. The whole time, my parents they didn't really care really. So about 3 days before the end of the school year, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna check my old school site. I'll just random 75 missed messages. All my teachers are saying like, hey, we're calling your house, nobody's answering, like we message you, you're not answering, what's going on. And then at this point I realized I'm screwed. I'm probably not going to pass my grade 8th year. My grade 8th year. So then what happens is I tell my mom, I'm like, Mom, have you been getting these calls? She goes, no. I'm like, oh, that's not my fault then. So I log back onto the school site the next day, and I tell everybody, what happened. They're all fine with it. And we go on about with our little online schooling. It was all stupid. It was so stupid. The only classes they were teaching were math and English. Like, it was so... Wasn't it ridiculous, Jay?
It was ridiculous.
It was. It was the stupidest thing ever. And then I remember the grade 8th graduation video, and they played it. And it pissed me off. It pissed me off so much because there were barely any pictures of like the kids that decided to be different. Now I'm not saying these kids are weird and whatnot, but they're loners, right? They don't really have big groups of friends, which was kind of frustrating because for me personally, I was friends with everybody. I didn't care where you came from, how you like went about your social life, whatever. If you were a good person, man, I hate recording in a college. It's always loud somewhere. But like, to my friends, when they were like, I didn't care if they were a good person, a genuine good person, no matter who they were, I'd chill around them, right? So I remember watching my grad video. I was in my bedroom. My parents were downstairs, and I was just watching. I was just watching, analyzing it, and I realized. So I moved to that new school in the 7th grade, and then I remember I was in like 4 pictures, and my loner friends, they were only in like 1 or 2. And it really got me mad because the only pictures they really gave out, the teachers barely took any pictures. The only pictures that they gave out, they asked the most popular girl in our grade at the time, hey, send me all the pictures you take with your friends and whatnot. So I remember watching this grad video, seeing like 5 of the popular girls just like in a bathroom stall taking a picture or something. And I'm thinking to myself, what does this have to do with 8th grade? What about our trips, our recesses? We're all playing basketball, our gym classes, our celebrations, everything. Just completely ignored. And it frustrated me because I'm like, hey, this isn't right. And then I remember I got an award, and I was like so happy because I only been into school for 2 years. I remember I shouted at my house, and my mom was like, what are you shouting for? I look out of my room, and then she started shouting because she was watching the video. She started freaking out. We threw a pizza party. It was lit. Kind of sucked though because we had to be in our house, but whatever. So I had a couple options for high school. I don't know if Jay, you didn't really mention you had a couple options, did you?
For what?
Which high school you were going to?
I was stuck between I was stuck between my 2 options of Riverside High School, which I attended for my whole high school career, but I also had a lot of friends and family that went to St. Joseph's, so it was more like 50-50. Like, they were both in the area, so I really just chose what one felt better, and I wanted to join Riverside for the football program, so that's why I chose it.
Respect. So now, me personally, the area I lived in, I was kind of like screwed over because at the time there were 3 or 4 that I could have went to. So I'm gonna name drop. The first option was Brennan, right? But Brennan is a Catholic school, and I'm not really, I'm an agnostic personally. I believe there's a God. I just don't identify with a certain type of religion or anything like that. Nick, do not boo me, bro. Do not boo me, okay? I'm being honest. I'm an agnostic. I believe in a God. I just don't believe. I don't identify with any certain groups out there. If that's gonna get a couple people mad when I post this, then like this podcast is not for you. And I'll be so straight up. There's no disrespect, no hate, no nothing. But if you can't accept the fact that I made a personal choice off of my own based opinion and my life experiences, then don't watch the podcast. So the first option was Brennan, Catholic school, and I really hate uniforms. I really hate uniforms. I think you dress for your own style. You know, you dress for comfort. You dress for all your friends. You know, just you dress for what you want to do. You know, what you want to look like, who you want to be personally. And I kind of respect. I always like respecting that. So Brennan, I kind of crossed off my list a little early. My next school was Walkerville. Now I know that was my friends are looking at me off camera like, are you serious? So so Walkerville, to explain it for the people who aren't from the Windsor Essex County, Walkerville is an art school, like an art school. Nick, stop making my mom's kind of homeless face. Stop. So Walkerville is a like art school. You know, there's been a lot of controversy at that school with some of the students. I'm not going to get into all that because I don't care, you know. But I was actually a very good English student. You know, I'm a very good creative writer and I love music. So I was going to go to Walkerville for that. But then my parents, who were heavily against me going to Walkerville's kind of a hard admission school to get into. So they did not believe. There was no faith I could make it into that school. I seen that face. They had no faith in me to make it into that school. I will not lie. But then my other option was kind of like a legacy school for me. Holy Names. I'm gonna get into history after that. Was Holy Names because my uncle attended there and he was like a star at football, and I played football since I was really young, so I figured, I might go there or whatnot. It doesn't matter. But that Holy Name's kind of out of the way, so I was just like, I don't know, probably not, because again, I don't like uniforms. So that was probably a no right away. My next option was Riverside. Yeah, so at the time I started high school, I was living closer to the Herman and like Brennan areas, but throughout grade 9 or 10, I moved out to like a Forest Glade area, which is like kind of massive ghetto. I don't want to be an asshole when I say that. Just it's very ghetto out there. So that area, there was a bus that went straight to Riverside from Forest Glade, and I was thinking about it. I was just like, I know a couple people at that school. I know, but like they tell me awful things about the school. You know, every school I mentioned, this is coming from my own mouth. Don't take it to heart. If you're watching this in the 8th grade and you want to go to a certain school, don't take it to heart. High school is all about finding out who you are, and, you know, what you want to be, what you want to go through, and, you know, stuff like that. So those were my high school options, and that's John Bev. That's JB. Okay. He's lit. So he's my friend. He's a friend of mine. So he's chill. So those were all my high school options, but I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I wanted to play football for sure, but here were the things. Most of the people that I did grow up with playing football were going to Brennan to play football because the coaches at the time there, they coached our a Windsor minor league, which I played in. And they were like, "Oh, come to Brennan, this and that." And I was just like, I don't know. I kind of want to follow my own path, right? So then it came down to like the final month of me picking a high school, and I decided to pick Herman because I had a cousin. One of my cousins was there, and I figured my cousin was popular as shit. So I was just like, you know what? A little rookie grade 9, you know, might get in there, might hang out with the popular kids. I was wrong. I got in that school, nobody knew who I was except for like the times my cousin would dab me up. They'd be like, "How do you know him?" I was like, "Oh, that's family." But other than that, I think I made the right choice personally, because I was interested in football. But unfortunately for me, we couldn't play football in 2021 and 2022 2020 and 2021 because of COVID. So I joined in 2022, my grade 11 year, and I was horseshit. So see, for me, coming out of 8th grade, I was decently fit, and then just over COVID, I lost it. And, I lost all my skill, my talent, and then just high school started. Yeah, but I love football. I love playing the sport. So for me, back on topic. Whoa, we got really off the topic there. Back on topic. So my high school that I went to was like known for like heavy assaults after dark and just stuff like that. And I got really scared because I was like, oh, what if I get jumped? I'm gonna get jumped on my first day of school. I didn't want to go through that. But I won't lie, I went to that school. Literally my whole grade 9 year, there was only like one fight. Nothing happened. I was shocked. But it was fine. And then grade 10, 11, 12, which was amazing, Got to learn, got to grow. A lot of the teachers there were good people. Some of the other people were just total losers. And when I say loser, I don't mean like they're not good at anything. I just mean like they're just awful people. I'm not saying degens. They were just awful. I was just saying they were awful people. So pretty much after my grade 12 year, I realized like I wasn't ready for college, and that I wanted to just go back for football. Now the principal at the time, she hated football players. And she's probably going to watch this, be like, you're slandering my name. No, you hated football players. We have proof and everything.
You didn't say her name, so I think legally.
I didn't legal drop your name. I didn't legal drop your name, so if you come after me, I will be ready.
I'm not a lawyer, but I think you're, yeah.
My buddy's not a lawyer, but he knows.
I watch a lot of Daredevil.
He watched a lot of Daredevil. Yeah, he's a loser. No.
Daredevil's a W show.
No, it's not.
Yes,
It is.
No, it's
Have you
not.
seen it?
I have not.
You gotta
Actually.
watch it, dude. It's peak.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's
You know what? I might take a look at it after. So, anyways, back on topic. Going into high school, it was fine. And then my grade 12 year, I was just like, yeah, I'm not ready for college. I'm going to come back. I'm going to learn some more stuff. And then I'm going to play some football on the side. Well, my principal kind of had a right point when she said I shouldn't come back because I only took 3 classes. I took foods, auto shop, and gym, and I had spares. so I can kind of understand where she's coming from. I didn't really learn anything, but to be honest, I took the classes where I learned life skills rather than like math or anything like that. Because I took foods, gym, and auto shop, I was still staying active. I learned how to like do car maintenances. Really quick, shout out to my auto shop and foods teacher, Mr. Ishak and Miss Gillis. You guys were the goats of Herman, among other teachers. Hello. Yeah, I really hate recording at college. We wanted the library and like the private rooms, but we got in there yesterday. I don't know why we can't get in there today. It's stupid. It's stupid.
Just smuggle it in. Like, can you fit it in a backpack or something?
No, it's not that. It's just they wouldn't let us in the rooms. Okay, so start of the school year here, me and my group of friends, we'd walk into the private rooms in the library and nobody would care. We'd leave when the people that booked the rooms came because, we're respectful like that.
And we were just studying, too.
And all we were doing was studying or just working on homework or just simple stuff like that. And then, out of nowhere, and literally second semester rolls around, we try and walk in the library and they're not letting us in. They're like, oh yeah, all the doors are locked, we're not letting you in. I'm so confused. I'm like, what are we doing? So yesterday, me and Jay, we rolled over there, we went sledding. Before we went sledding, we went into the rooms, we worked on some stuff for this podcast. And one of the ladies let us in for like an hour and a half until the other people came in and had the room booked. We left, we didn't make a mess, we left it, everything's fine. But to, the deal with like different workers and stuff like that, just whatever. So back on topic again. This is a nice little podcast. So when I came back, the principal tried not to. I had to pull out my IEP because I'm a special student.
Special teams.
And stop.
Special teams.
Stop.
Special players.
Special teams. Special plays. Special players. So I came back, right? And when she was trying to not let me know, I live with my grandparents now. My Nana came to the school. My Nana's a boss. She is a demon. Principal tries to not making Lake come back. My grandma's arguing for me. She's got my back. And what my grandmother implied is, if you don't let him back with his IEP, we will sue you. Because legally, we can. Legally, you can. And I'm not trying to be a dick. I just wanted to go back to high school. I knew I wasn't ready, and so did my grandparents. They thought it was an excellent idea for me to go back. So I ended up going back. I had a great time. We won another championship for football. Go Herman. Holy name sucks. You guys won this year. My boys got it next year. God bless to all the coaching staff at Herman. Shout out to Coach Lumley, the goat of Windsor. Coach Lewis, a demon, scary guy. Looks like Shaq. He is scary, bro. He is scary. I remember I called him Shaq one day because I didn't know him. He was like, "Can I call you Mr. Dumbass?" I'm like, "Oh."
Yeah.
I remember one practice he called me Skittles. I was like, "Oh no." I was like, "Oh no." That's why I came out with Big T, so like nobody can call me. I got really lucky. So one day at practice, I think I was in the 11th grade, and my lineman. Shout out to Mr. Thrasher. What a goat. He's had like 12 knee surgeries.
Damn.
On each knee. Each knee. His knees are broken. He's a good dude though. And I thought it was hilarious because I remember one day we're practicing. I'm doing my lineman drills, and you guys already know the offensive line coaches, how chill and laid back they are. Well, Coach Thrash, he looks at me and he goes, "Severus, come here." And I'm like, that's not my name. My name is Tavares, to be clear. Not like John Tavares. It's spelled the same. It's just Tavares. So he goes, "Severus, come here." And I'm like, "Coach, that's not my name. It's Tavares." "Traverse?" Like, no, not like traversal. Tavares. He goes, fine, I'm just going to call you Bell River. And I'm like, because at the time, that's where I lived. And, I was still going to Herman. Even though it's like a 30-minute drive away. But it was whatever. I love football and I love that school. And I was committed to playing there all throughout. So I remember he called me Severus and then Bell River, and I was just like, Bell River was one of the top teams that year in 2022. They won the championship. Shout out to you guys. Probably never going to happen again. And my buddy Nick over here, Nick's off camera. He knows his brother recently lost to Bell River.
Oh my God.
And they got their butts kicked in football.
That's crazy.
Sorry, Nick. And sorry, Nick's brother.
He's gonna kick your ass now.
He's headhunting. So I remember the next day before practice, I'm in the locker room. And I had a red practice jersey. It was my shirt. I just called it my practice jersey. And I still had that jersey at my house. I remember I had a Sharpie in my bag. I took the Sharpie out, and I don't know what inspired me to do this. See, now growing up, I used to love watching Fat Albert. I don't know if I could say that, but I used to love watching Fat Albert.
What a classic.
I know. It is a classic. So I remember looking at that jersey, and I didn't write a number. I didn't like write anything corny. I literally just wrote big on the back of the jersey. I wrote big, and on the bottom of the big, I wrote T, and then on the front of the jersey, I wrote T because either people call me T or Big T. So I remember doing that, going to practice. Everybody's thinking, "Oh, what the hell?" Next day at school. Oh my God! Everybody was calling me Big T, and I was like, "This is amazing." I was like, "No," I was like, "People aren't messing up my name anymore. It's just Tavares. It's just Big T now." And then it got to a point where the teacher started calling me it, and I was just like, "Oh God!" I was like, "Now it's like it's getting too far."
And now you're here, and they call you.
Now I come to college, and they still call me Big T. Jesus, man! The legacy will never die.
I think I've ever called you by your. I don't think I've ever called you Tavares.
The majority of people here have never called me Tavares. They've only called me Big T or T. Really, my name feels weird off the tongue?
Pause.
Really? Really?
No, I mean, like, it's
Your substitute teacher called you Knuckles Granola. Your name is Nick.
Yeah, I'm just this is more about her than it does to me. I'm not saying it's a bad name. I'm just saying because I've called you.
I know it's not a bad
I
name.
called you Big T so long that it's just like it feels weird to say. It's like how I call my brother Bam. It's not his legal name, but if I were to say
Obviously, I
if I
get
were to
it.
say his real name, it just feels weird. You know?
No, I get it. So, anywho,
Look, all that football talk got me.
all the football talk. Oh, I can't wait for the summer. Play some football with the boys. But what's it called? So literally coming up to what's up, Bo? Coming up to college, I was just really nervous. I was scared that I wasn't gonna make it. I applied to 2 programs here at this college that I'm currently attending, and then I applied to another one at a college out in Sarnia. And you should have seen the excitement on my face when I realized I got accepted into everything I applied for. And, because I worked hard for it. I was a really dumb kid growing up, and then to get honor roll through grade 11 and 12 in high school, would have got it my 5th year if I would have stayed for a full year. But, it just felt amazing. So, anywho, after that, I was just scared shitless, that I wasn't good enough for college and whatnot. I was originally supposed to go to Lambton out in Sarnia. But my grandparents, they looked at me and they said, T, we don't think you're mature enough to go off on your own to college. So I'm like, oh, wow, thanks. Then they said, T, we're not paying for your residency and stuff like that out there. And I was like, you know what? As a broke, I've only had one job in my life. I never got paid. That's why I quit. It was an actual job, but I didn't get paid. So I quit. Never work for your family. Never work for your family if they don't pay you. Never work for your family if they don't pay you. That bastard still owes me $50.
No, they'll try and guilt trip you.
No, I know. They'll try and guilt trip. Oh, we're your family. No. I was in the 10th grade. Pay me my money.
Bitch, pay me.
Bitch, pay me. Exactly.
Give me my bag, bro.
Like you're literally a child trying to get money to buy food or.
Oh, exactly. I need
kid.
lunch, man. I need them lunch money. Come on now.
Get food out of them kid mouths, bro.
Get it. What?
Yo.
Okay. So, anywho. So as a broke high school kid, I was just like, you know what? If they're paying for my college, I'm just gonna be grateful, shut my mouth, and go. And you know what? I think it was the best decision because look at it. I have a whole bunch of friends, and I love it.
Bro, on the topic of being a broke high school student, I can just recall so many times where all my friends somehow they would have jobs, and it's like grade 10, right? COVID, everyone's just trying to get out there, and I'm just sitting there waiting for my opportunity, and all my friends, they already got like a bunch of money. I'm like, yo, I only got like $10. I can't do all this stuff. Can you pay for me? Yeah, sometimes they would like say like, oh yeah, it's okay, don't worry about paying, and then they'd be like, yo, you owe me this. I had one buddy.
Oh God!
Oh my God!
Yo, I know. I hated it.
Let me tell you about my one buddy. He, I don't want to use his name because don't want to give him any attention. He don't deserve it. But he's a weirdo guy. He was cool for the most part. Like when we first started becoming friends in a friend group, we all liked him. Like we were all chill, and he started to change a bit. He had a friend that was a girl, and then he just started to change. He had a notebook. Can I see your notebook right there? Literally a notebook just like this one, with debts to his friends. Like he would literally whip it out and be like, okay, so you owe me this, and I'm like, bro, okay, first of all, you begged me to come outside and hang out with you and do something, and then by the time we go out and do it, you're collecting debts. Like, what kind of greed is this, bro?
I'm so glad we don't have MK on here because you know what? You know exactly what he would have said to that.
So I used to go to Wendy's a lot when I was in high school. Like my buddies, that's where we went for lunch every day.
Here, you know what? Other special guest. This is Nick. This is Nick Grimaldi. His boxing record is 0-1.
I can't hear the words. Wow. Okay. All right. So I used to go to Wendy's all the time in high school with my buddies, and like obviously I was pretty broke too, so we'd never pay. And I swear to God, every time we would go there, I felt like, you guys know that one meme of the ant? He's holding like a stick.
Oh my
God. That's what legit dead ass is what I felt like every single time. And I was like,
me too.
Like, oh man, it was the most embarrassing feeling ever. So what we used to do is I would go with my grandparents every Friday, and this is the thing, we feel like a receipt. you can get like a free burger with the order of another one. And so I'd have one of my buddies, because I knew he was gonna order. He would order the thing, and then I would get a free thing. No, but like he was cool with it, because obviously it doesn't cost him anything. He was gonna get something anyway. But it was so embarrassing having to ask for that. Like you're sitting there like, please. I feel like Oliver Twist, bro. Oh God, it was awful.
I don't know if a lot of people are gonna get that right.
Yeah, it's like a little orphan boy who's like, please, may I have some more? Because like he just wants a bowl of like oatmeal. It's awful.
Yo, real quick, can I just say, like, this might be a hot take, but oatmeal got worse the older we got.
On the real, bro.
Oatmeal?
Yeah.
Low key, I'm gonna have to argue the point that I like it better as a breakfast as a young adult over like as a child.
No, I would agree to that. Just the only oatmeal I ever liked was the dinosaur ones, because the dinosaur ones were chill. But as I got older, I was like, man, this tastes like dog shit. I was like, I don't like this anymore.
Very artificial.
It is very artificial, and all of us. Yo, what are you saying, Imad?
Nothing.
Oh, this guy's talking shit.
No.
I mean, nowadays, having oats with like berries on top. Like, I don't even know how we got on the topic of oats and stuff.
Yeah.
Oats are fire when you got like berries and milk on top. Like,
yeah, for sure. So anyways, back to what I was saying about, coming into college. I was scared as shit, and my grandparents, they were there to support me. I'm glad I came here for policing. As Jay already said, I wasn't gonna drop the program, but like, fuck it, let's drop the program. We are taking PSI.
Yeah.
We're here working our asses off. Not Nick, because Nick was born with brains and he fucking aces every quiz that he takes. Every quiz that he aces. Meanwhile, I'm over here struggling. Not because I don't study. I do. I study days straight, and these guys can all agree with me.
Yep.
I do shit. And there's only been a couple of tests where I've done good, and I got to shout out Nick, because Nick's a goat for helping me out.
I would say you're 100% like you're one of the hardest workers I've ever like known. Like you work hard, like dead ass. Credit where credit's due.
You hear that, Mom? I work. You hear that, Mom? I'm working my butt off. So as I came to college, I was expecting this to, like, as my high school teachers would say, nothing's gonna fly. I can't get away with this and that. I came to college. The first day, I made 2 friends real quick. I made 2 friends just like that, just snap of my finger like Thanos. I made friends real quick, and then I think about a week later, I started hanging around with Jay.
Oh my god! Did we tell them what we talked about?
You know what? I think we can get away with it.
I feel like it's not that bad.
It's not bad, just we can't. This is a very disrespectful. Not disrespectful. It's a very sensitive topic. So the day me and Jay started talking was the day Charlie Kirk got assassinated. I remember. It's not funny, bro. He was. Imad was. So
it's the circumstances.
It's the circumstances that were funny. I just remember sitting next to Jay for the first time, and we weren't really talking about anything. We were just talking about I think we were just sitting there talking about how bullshit it was. We had to spend, what is it, 120 on the textbooks for 100 that we only used once. It was bull. And I remember we were talking about that, and he looks over at me, barely knows me, and goes, "Yo, did you see Charlie Kirk just got assassinated?" I'm like, "What?"
Yeah,
live reaction to the news. It all popped up on our phones, and we're like,
he shows me the video, and at first I thought it was AI because it didn't look real. But then I pulled out my laptop, I started Googling the news, and I was like, oh shit, it actually happened. I'm like, oh my god, no, that's not right. And then I look at Jay and I'm like, yo, should we tell our teacher? Because we're in policing program. We should.
We're in criminal justice class.
It was criminal justice class, so obviously we should talk about this, right? So I was like, yo, Jay, you wanna tell Miss that our he just got assassinated? And he goes, yo, Miss, you see, look on the news, Charlie Kirk just got shot, right? So we pull up the news and we all start debating on it, and we all start talking about it. Really quick, rest in peace, Charlie Kirk.
Yes, rest in peace.
I didn't. To be honest, I didn't agree with some of the stuff you said, but
Exactly.
You were right. You were right about a lot of stuff.
I just gotta say, Charlie Kirk, even though I didn't I don't know much about his political views because I'm not much of a political person, but I don't agree with some of the stuff that I've heard him say. he's a human being at the end of the day. No one deserves to be shot. I mean, I feel like that's all we should touch on this topic because it's pretty sensitive. But
Yeah, I'm gonna just say nobody should be killed for having their own opinion. You know, it's just wrong, and that's not how we should see the world and everything like that. I think the worst part about it though was that his children were there, same with his wife, and that was probably the worst part. Well, the worst part is he died, but it's even worse that his children were there to watch. You know, I don't. It sucks. It sucks. But that's probably all we're going to touch on this topic. I don't want to go further into it. It's just we don't need to talk about it. But so after we met Jay, we started hanging around with Emad off the camera. Emad's a very funny dude. Like I love this guy.
we mess with Emad.
We mess with Emad. He's hilarious. So, mind you, our friend group was starting to get bigger because it was me. I'm gonna name drop my boys. There was me. There was Anthony, or as we call him, BBL Ant. We did not start that. I just want to say we did not start that. A kid in our class did. We just started calling him it because it was funny, and it gets on his nerves. So we call him BBL Ant. And then there's Owen. I call him O because it's just quicker that way. Mind you, I just want to say, did you guys know that Anthony's never been called Ant in his life until college?
Yep.
That's weird. In my opinion, that's like weird. That is a normal nickname for Anthony.
That's why I call him Big Tony.
You call him Big Tony?
Yeah, every
Big
so often.
Tony. What?
Okay. So anywho, after me, Ant, and O, we met Jay a week later. But Jay was hanging around with Marcus. Now I've known Marcus for years. We kind of lost contact, but I've known him, so we started hanging around with them. There was another kid, Ben. We love Ben. We miss him though.
We miss Ben so much.
We miss Ben so much. Ben unfortunately. How do I word this?
I feel like if we were to talk about Ben, I feel like Ben would be. Well, obviously, I would sum him up as a guy who likes wearing Spider-Man shirts. But we like this guy. He was very chill. He blended in with our group. Like we all vibed. But he decided to take a different pathway because he still wants to do something related to like policing or military. So I believe he went that like more military pathway. But he still wants to do what we're doing. It's just that the cost of school and the time that you're in school for this program, especially for where he wants to get. I feel like he worked through it with probably like his parents or something, talked about it, and he chose a different pathway. And nothing's wrong with that. And I wish the best for him.
We all wish the best for Ben. I just want to note that real quick. I texted Ben when I found out he dropped out. And I thought he was stupid. I thought he was so stupid because he told me, he's like, hey man, yeah, I dropped out. My mom's friends in the military or something like that. He goes, my mom's friends in the military, and he goes, if I do 2 years in the military, I can come out and do this and that, blah blah blah, without having to do 4 years in the program we are. And I thought to myself, is this guy a fucking idiot? I was like, our program's only 2 years. We don't have to do an extra 2 or 1 year for another program. We could be done after we do this. And I thought that I was like, is this guy stupid? I was like, his math didn't make sense. So even though that Ben dropped out, we do miss Ben. Ben was hilarious.
I don't think we can touch on that joke.
I was thinking you knew what joke I was talking about too. When we were in the calf, and I don't know, we can't say it. So after we met Jay, Ben, and Marcus, we met another two, Jake and Cooper. Jake and Cooper, they don't hang around with us as much, but you know they're chill. They enjoy our company. We enjoy their company. They're two interesting guys. They're real two interesting guys.
Yeah, shout out Quinn and Cooper, or not Quinn.
Quinn, no. Jake and Cooper. Jake and Cooper. After Jake and Cooper, Emad started showing up around, and we started hanging out. Emad just showed up by himself. He's like, "Can we walk with you one day?" I was just like, "Yeah, sure." So he started walking with us, and then he became part of the group. And then after that, like a week later, we met. I thought, okay, I just want to say, at first, I thought Nick was a loser because I remember our first class, one of our professors, shout out Rick, the GOAT, he goes, does anybody in this course want to be a cop? Like, the majority of the class raised their hands, like, pretty much all of us. And he goes, anybody want to be something else? Nick raises his hand, and he goes, yeah, I want to be a defense attorney. I'm like, look at this guy. I was like, who the hell does he think he is?
That's not exactly how
That is how it happened.
No, what happened was, I somebody else raised their hand first. I think it was Maddie. She raised her hand first and said firewoman. And I was like, because that was low-key, that's what I originally applied to college for. And so he looks over to me and he goes, what do you want to be? And if you say fireman, I'm going to kick you out of this room. And my brain instantly went, shit. Because this is it. So I panicked and just, I came up with the first thing that I could on the spot, because I also didn't want to say professional boxer, but like that'd be embarrassing to say on like day one. So I was like, yeah, I know, 0-1. But yeah, so I just panicked, came with the first thing on the spot, which is when I was a kid, that's what I wanted to be, was a defense lawyer. I was like, defense lawyer, which is worse.
Yo, I remember thinking, I was like, who the hell is this guy? So Nick started hanging around with us. Nick's actually a really funny dude if you get to know him. Like, at first, I thought he was an absolute nerd.
Oh my, wait, what you just said, Loki, reminded me of that one meme. It was like,
he quiet for real, but when you get to know him, type shit. I don't know. It was like 21 times.
I was like, yo, that was more.
So there's also two people who are part of the friend group, but they never hung around with us that much. Miles and Josh.
Oh, Josh.
Josh is a really chill dude. Like,
Shout out Josh.
Shout out Josh. And Miles. Miles, the first week of our English class, his ringtone went off in the middle of class, and I could not stop laughing. And it was kind of racist ringtone, but I'm not gonna go into it. But it was hilarious because it was quiet and it caught us off guard, so we just started laughing immediately.
It's like circumstances.
It's circumstances.
Do you want to play it or no?
No,
Okay.
no, do not play it. So Miles also just couldn't be. Miles had a different reason. Miles dropped out of this program because he just couldn't do it anymore. Like, this program, in order to actually do it, and I'm going to say this full honesty, you got to have heart. You got to, it's not showing up, because, let's be honest, even if you don't show up and you do good on tests, that's fine. But this program is mainly about putting in the work. You know, our gym classes, I'm a big in myself. Our gym classes are fucking extra for no reason.
I can agree with
They're for no reason.
I can agree. He's not agree.
Huh?
He's not agree.
I think
Nick doesn't agree because he's a boxer and he outlaps everybody while running.
No, it's not. Okay, wait,
Asshole.
hold on. I want to be
yes.
clear.
Okay, here.
It's not that I don't find it hard. I think everyone's under the misconception that I don't find it hard. I absolutely find it hard. I'm dying out there half the time. It's more just like I'm too competitive that it's like I'll keep going no matter what, until I'm dead. That's so like.
Now, I just wants to mention, he says he wants to keep going. He's a real competitive guy. I understand that. I am too. I'm like 270 pounds doing my laps, like just trying to chill. Literally this morning, there were like 4 or 5 of us all running together, all doing our own like we're all running together as a group, as a team. Fucking Nick comes in the route, starts lapping us over and over again. I'm getting the nerve to fucking push him or trip him or something, because I'm like, look at this fucking guy. I let him into my friend group and he's just out working us. No. Nick's a really good guy. I'm glad he works. I just hate the fact that he just stares at you while doing it.
I
Like,
don't even, dude. You know what's the worst part?
he either stares or he doesn't look at all, and that pisses me off. Cause I'll be doing my laps and after like puking, I'll keep running, and Nick looks at me. Oh yeah, man, you're doing okay, man. You keep going. I'm like, are you? I'm like, shut up, Nick. I'm like, yo, just let me keep running.
There's no winning here. Either I don't look at you or I do look at you.
And then this morning, like, Nick's got both of his headphones on, and big bulky headphones, doing his lap, not even looking at us. I'm like, this guy has the nerve to not just not slow down and run with us. He's just gonna keep out lapping us. Like, what a douche. What a douche. So, yeah, I touched upon grade school into high school and then high school into college, right?
Yeah. What else?
You know what? Another topic just hit my head, and so growing up, let me ask you. I want to compare. I'm going to compare all of these. Your friend group in grade school, high school, and then college. I want you to compare all of them. Tell me their ups and downs and everything. Now, unfortunately, Nick, and Emma don't have a say on this because this is just me and Jay started it. Nick and Emad got next time. They got new episodes will be every Friday. Hopefully, we'll have a new mic by 2 weeks, probably. Yeah. So I'm gonna have Jay go first on this one.
All right. So starting off with my grade school friend group, I feel like everyone in that grade 8 graduating class, they all got along. Like, we had a pretty big friend group. We'd be playing basketball outside at recess. Like, gym classes were fun. I mean, I did try out for the basketball team, but
Somebody airballed.
Okay, I actually splashed that. It's just they had to have like a diversity on the team. Like, they had to not race, age. They needed a grade 6 on the team as well as a grade 7, and then the rest could be grade 8s. It was stupid, but we were all buddies up until COVID hit, and then we kind of all just went our separate ways because of different high schools and stuff. And once I got to high school, I thought it was gonna be hard to make a whole new friend group, even just new friends, like a couple new friends in general. Like, I didn't know, but from grade 9 to grade 12, I feel like the friend groups were based more on like how each person like vibed with each other. Like, if they were able to actually have conversations, if they were able to overcome like arguments and stuff, because people have their arguments sometimes, but the ones that like each other and actually want the friendship to last, they'll put in the work. They'll communicate. Just like a relationship, a friendship works that way too. All you gotta do is get through your issues if you have issues. That's it. I definitely noticed a big drop. Like, from I would say like grade 10 summer to grade 12, my friend group went from like 20 people to like 4. And I was like, whoa, this is kind of crazy. But I mean, I wouldn't have any other way. Like, these are good people. These are my people. Like, I can go through college and I can still talk to them. I can call them on the phone. We go out. We watch UFC. Like, just different stuff. We do stuff as a group still. But, I mean, I feel like high school, you really got to be careful who you hang around, because they can definitely shape you and your future. So I would definitely, like, as a person going into high school, I would definitely be careful on who you want to be friends with. And then to touch on college, my college buddies, since we're all in the same program, it makes it so much easier to talk, so much easier to like just share stuff, because it's like we all have similar goals, we all want to reach that same goal, so it's like we move as a unit. It's like it's almost like a brotherhood almost. Like, I feel like the more time we spend together, it'll just bring all of us closer together. Like, we're literally doing a podcast right now. I would not think I would be doing this at the beginning of the year, and now we're just doing this because we can. It's college. We have our free time and we're using it well. I mean, I wouldn't expect to do anything like this with like my grade school friend group, maybe my high school friend group, but not really, because life, it brings different experiences along the way. Like, you don't know what's gonna happen next. I didn't know I was gonna do this up until we just like I heard the talk about it, and I was like, that sounds like a good idea. So I'm honestly, I'm glad I have my high school friend group still, but I'm very appreciative for all my new college friends that I've made, because they're real homies. I feel like that's all I gotta say on college. So college is very nice.
All right, now for me. Oh boy. So in grade school, I had a couple friend groups, like, cause you know the rule. You can't mix and match friend groups. You really can't. I learned that the hard way. So I think the main friend group I had, it consists of 6 of us. 6 of us. And then nothing. Emad, I swear to God. Jay, no, don't. We're leaving that joke in the Big 2-5. So, Nick, gosh. So growing up during grade school, now I've had a couple of friend groups. I went to 3 different grade schools, so I didn't really have a friend group until the second grade school. We all lived around each other. We were all at least like a 2-minute walk away from each other, like 2 to 5 minutes. So when we'd all hang out, we were all pretty close. You know, we had a great time. And then when I moved, my friend group got way bigger than what it was, because there were projects around the area. So all of my friends, some of my friends lived there, while others lived 2 minutes away near me or something like that. So that friend group was good, but you know, it didn't really last though. And then that's when high school kicked in, and you know, most of us all went to different high schools. Mind you, the first grade school I went to, when I left, I was going into the 7th grade when I left, so I left in the summer. Me and my friends, we all had straws, and whoever had the shortest straw picked which high school we were going to. I ended up with the shortest straw, and at the time I picked Herman. Little did I know I was probably going to have different options, but I still picked Herman because it was the closest one to my 2nd grade school. So I was like, whatever. And then that teacher, so me and a couple of my friends, I'm not going to name drop those guys, but we were all in the special ed classroom, like the Rise. Jay, chill out, Jay.
I didn't say nothing.
We were all it was like the Rise classroom called at the time, so we were part of that. There were 5 of us, and I picked Herman, right? That teacher said, "Oh, you guys can go somewhere else or whatever," and kind of like convinced them to go to a different high school, which kind of hurt me the most because those guys were like real ones. You don't really find real ones at that age, like the age of 10 or 11. You don't really find good friends like that. I still talk to some of them to this day, but other than that, I don't really talk to any of them anymore because of the high school like drift off. And then in high school, now this is where I made a mistake. I became friends with the wrong friend group, actually. It wasn't bad. I was friends with the smokers, actually. And, you know, they stayed behind the stairwell, and then, you know, they were all smoking and this and that. And I thought they were cool. I thought they were my friends. I was just like, oh yeah, whatever. And then I realized once I started playing football, I was like, man, this is not a good friend group. So I started distancing myself slowly. Still sticking with like some of the football players though and whatnot. But then I realized like the football players weren't a good crowd to hang around either, because you know, they're funny to hang around with, but just they don't kind of understand me. And like they don't understand me and like my type of friend groups that I need and whatnot. So I didn't really have many friend groups. I hate filming in college, so I didn't have too many friend groups.
Tutus?
Stop, bro. Stop.
Sorry, Chad.
Stop, bro. We're not those people. So we're not that. You're not that guy, pal. You're not that guy, pal. Trust me, you're not that guy. So in high school, I didn't really have too many friend groups, but I had individual friends that were like chill. And then what's it called? Yeah, college. Oh my gosh. The one thing that Jay didn't mention is they split our friend group in half.
Yes.
They split us in half. The first semester, there were all of us, right? I'm forgetting to include Joe. Joe's like the dad of the group. He, you know, real good guy.
Shout out Joe, man.
Shout out Joe. Shout out Joe. Are we forgetting anybody else?
Just mention Cam.
Cam joined in late. Cam joined in very late, but he's still our friend.
I've noticed that he's gotten closer with us.
He's gotten way.
Semester
Yeah. So because they split us in half, Jake, Cooper, Marcus, Owen, and Joe
above us.
And I don't. As much as I don't want to say it, Boss was part of our friend group. Yeah, Boss was like a dickhead older brother, like the dickhead old. He'd always be on your ass for something.
When you mentioned earlier that your grandma was a boss, I was trying not to laugh because I couldn't stop like mentally picturing, you know, that image of a boss that we have in our back. I imagine I imagine that with like a grandma wig on, and I couldn't stop.
We'll show you our group chat image. This is a boss. We'll show you the group chat background. Legendary picture.
We had someone try and change it, and then it caused
so much drama. We were like, put it back. Put it. That's
Look at our king, guys.
Our glorious.
He's like our LeBron of St. Clair College.
the LeBron of St. Clair College is our friend of Boss.
Speaking to his coach, give him some more play time.
Yeah, to his coach. Give him some more playing time. He's a dog. Okay, that just threw me off guard a little bit. I won't lie. So no, but the college friend group is way better. You know, we're all interested in the same thing. And there's one thing I noticed: in grade school and high school, you hear, oh, can you buy me something? Oh, can you do this and do that? In college, none of us have asked each other to do that unless like one of us is dead broke and show proof. But other than that, it rarely happens. Everybody's fine. Everybody's just so friendly. The college friend group was amazing, but they did split us in half, which sucks. But it's okay. We're let me just say I found out the college does it because they want you to make more friends. In my opinion, that's complete bullshit.
Yep.
We're there to work. We're not there to make friends. We're here to put in the effort. Well, I can't really say that because I'm going against myself when I said you need to have fun. Like college is about hard work. It is, but in our program especially, we're not there to make friends. As one of our professors, Rick, said, shout out Rick, he's the GOAT.
Yeah,
Shout out Rick.
Rick.
We love Rick. Okay, no. Ew, no.
Yeah, why'd you say that, Jay? It's
So as he said, one class he said, I want everybody to look left and then look right. So we all did, and he said, these are the people you're going to be battling to get jobs with because, the police force here doesn't take that much people, so we're all going to be competing against each other for the same thing. Nick, you're 0-1. Stop trying to look tough, man. Behind the camera, you're 0-1. So, not respecting Nick though. Nick's
cool. I'm just glad you're
funny.
not saying 0-2 anymore. So.
Nah. I would say 0-2, but he said it's an exhibition fight. It doesn't count, A loss still a loss in my opinion, but okay.
Not in the record books.
So yeah, the college friend group is amazing. Everybody's fine here. But and lastly, before I end this episode, I did want to mention why I started this podcast. Because I wanted to do that. I wanted to plan that, and, it just never came up until now. So in my 5th year at my high school, one night I got a call from my buddy. Shout out Logan Kavanaugh. I don't care if people think you're a bad person or whatnot. You're still my homie. I still respect you. You're my dog. So, what? Is that the girl?
No.
Oh my Nick.
It's
Weight change.
Oh, do not get him near. Do not get him near over here.
Yeah, no, we don't need.
This
is the first episode.
This is the first episode.
Later on.
Oh, I can hear him too. Yo, we have no hatred for some of the people at this college, but
Due to the podcast, we can't.
Boundaries is what we need to have, and what's something we need to establish with certain people.
Maybe we'll have him on the next episode.
No. He's like a 10th episode kind of guy. Yeah, the little anniversary episode or something, or a 1 month episode or something. So pretty much, I started this podcast because in my 5th year, my buddy Logan calls me late night. He goes, yo, I bought these microphones, man, that we can record on our phones and stuff. I'm like, yo, let me join. Let's go interview people. And that's what we did. We bought the mics. We interviewed people, and we had a pretty good TikTok going. We had 600 followers in a month, and all our videos had over 1,000 views, and it was lit. I was loving the popularity. I was loving the attention. Here's where it got messed up, though. We started asking some really risque questions, and eventually the TikTok was taken down. I was threatened with expulsion. Logan was threatened with suspension. Me being in my 5th year, I was like, "Are you serious? I've only got like 4 weeks left." So that once it got shut down, one of the teachers there approached me and said, "How would you like to start a podcast? I seen what you were doing with everything like that." And I was like, "Yo, that's actually crazy." I was like, "I would love to do that." So the first episode, that the idea that I came out with, the teacher asked me, "Do you want to do it by yourself, or you want to bring somebody else?" I said, "I want to bring somebody else. I want to bring Logan in. We started this together. Why not carry it on, right?" So the first topic that we did was mental health, right? This is a topic that's it's definitely going to be reoccurring on this podcast. But here's our thing. So in the podcast, I mentioned things like, if you're suffering with mental health, go to the hospital. They have great programs. I was saying stuff like that, right? And then Logan said, if you ever need an ear, not a mouth, an ear to come to like him or me, and we would listen. We wouldn't talk. We would just listen, because me and him aren't ones to judge. We're really not. And I remember the principal. We tried to release it, right? We had a very good discussion and everything, and it wasn't bad or anything. It was a good discussion. I still have the episode. I've never released it. I still have it. I edited it and did everything. And the principal said it wasn't good enough. Like, or not that it wasn't good enough. She was mad that we didn't list school sites to go get mental health in. Meanwhile, I had done that. Like me personally, I went to our school counselor a lot, or like the mental health professional that only came like once or twice a week. And it didn't really help. I'll be honest, it didn't really help because there was no breach, like there was no go around. Like I'm not saying the school's systems like suck or whatnot, but like not everybody wants to go involve the school. I get everything's totally confidential and whatnot, but a lot of kids can't trust that. Especially. What's up, Braden? How you doing, bro? What's up,
I
man?
wasn't gonna talk. But
No, you're good. You're good. This is
Vista alumni. Wolf Vortex.
Vista alumni. One of the best tight ends to do it.
Amen, brother.
Amen, man. Amen.
Awesome.
He's a
I
goat.
appreciate that.
He's a goat.
How's it going over here?
It's actually going pretty good. We're almost done the first episode.
Perfect.
Hour and 5 minutes.
Hey, listen to this guy. He's got good words to say.
Thanks, man. You can be on this one day. All right. Well, we're
What's up, guys?
Okay. Well, we're gonna probably wrap this up soon. So anywho, she was mad we didn't list school sites, and that was nobody wants to go through schools to handle mental health stuff and everything like that because it kind of sucks, right? So as me listing other places, she didn't agree with that, and then she said you and Logan aren't mental health professionals, so. And I was like, we never claimed to be. We just said if you wanted somebody to talk to, you can come to us and would listen to you. We do our best to make sure you're okay. That's not saying we're mental health professionals. That's just saying we will listen to you if you need to talk. I don't know what she didn't understand when I said this, but she never ended up letting us release it. So the idea came back to me one night, a couple weeks ago, when I was listening to that podcast, and I thought to myself, I was like, what if I can start one in college, where I don't have limitations. Well, obviously, everybody has limitations. But I thought about, what if I don't have one where I have to go run it through so-and-so before releasing it? I can just set my own standards, set my own everything, and, have my podcast be the way I want it to be, where we get serious, Huh? Yo, are you doing the Shador Sander? The Shador Sander, the watch.
Perfect time.
Oh, real quick. Shout out to them Seahawks. I'm rooting for y'all. Y'all my team. Who is this guy? Y'all, half of the people at this table can't say anything. Over there, Braden is a Packers fan. Go Bears. Nick over here and Jaden are Steelers fans. Go Texans. Don't say that. I'm a Seahawk fan through and through.
You have to blur that out.
I know. I'm gonna get so much hate just from Nick.
That didn't get picked up.
Oh, bro, I'm just gonna edit it later tonight. So, anywho, this podcast is for us. Something we can do, something we can enjoy, and hopefully something others can enjoy while listening. The only reason the camera's on is just fun. I want you. The difference is between now and high school. I want you guys to know who Big T is. I want you guys to know, to have fun. I want you guys to meet my friends. I want you guys to, talk to us about that. By the way, the Instagram account will be coming soon, so if you have any requests, something you want to talk about, DM me through Instagram. I will release the Instagram handle through the next podcast when it is done, or I will edit my YouTube channel, put the link on there, or whatever the kids say nowadays, No idea.
The Wi-Fi.
6-7. No, we're not like that.
No, yeah, that's in the 2.5.
No, it's in the big 2.5 now. Yeah. All right, everybody. That was the first episode of Real Talk with Big T. I hope. What did he say? What did you say, bro? Bro, stop, bro. Come on. The episode is almost over. That was the first episode of Real Talk with Big T. I hope you enjoy the episode. If not, sucks to suck, I guess.
What are you doing? Come on, man.
Shut up, Braden. Let me do my thing, bro.
I was glazing you. Okay.
If you don't like it, this ain't for you then. Anyways, have a great rest of your day or night or wherever you're watching this from. Indonesia, fucking Spain, or Ireland. I don't know why that was the first one, Brayden. I was just the first one that came out of my
Oh,
mouth.
shout out to my Indonesian people.
No, anywho, thank you to everybody that hopped on this podcast. You know, Brayden over there, who came on camera. Nick, right here. Give Nick a good. He doesn't know what that button does.
No, I don't know what you do. You son of a bitch.
Nothing. Anywho, have a great rest of your day or night or whatever. You know, this has been the first episode. New episodes coming every Friday, hopefully. Have a great whatever and whatever. Give it up for Jaden. Yeah.
Thank you for listening, guys.
Yeah, all right. Bye.